So you only got one?
No, he's got. There's one here.
Two. Oh,
it was. That's there. Is that for me?
Yeah?
It's 3 for 10.
That one for me.
Do you know what's mad? Do you know what's mad?
Why would that be
I called Sean to say me and AJ going shop to get a drink.
Thanks, bro.
Where are you going? Break it down, fam.
I asked him, do you want anything?
So
He said, nah, I'm alright. I said, oh, okay. When I came and I saw 2 Maggie.
Oh, crazy. This mad.
You asked if anyone else is alright?
It's crazy, fam.
It's okay.
I'm saying, just
That's the kind of thing our boss does, innit? Just brings breakfast for
I
himself.
looks after himself. Looks after himself. It's alright.
When you're ready, can you press the record button, please?
Son, bro.
Yeah, it's rolling, bro. Don't try to divert now.
Muffin.
I've done my job. I know what my job is.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear nothing.
The conditions that we as his staff have to work under is crazy. But it's alright. It's alright.
My staff.
We as a staff.
What makes you? No, you're not gonna get this.
We as your employees. It's mad. It's mad. The work conditions are shit.
I know. I just want a pod
I didn't
where
even agree to
all
be
of
bought
us.
into by home
Second.
unit. I didn't agree to be bought into by home unit. I didn't agree.
I just had a vision for 4 friends to come together and make a pod.
So it was your idea. So it was your idea.
Yeah, it was his idea.
Yeah, but obviously, but
Obviously,
it takes 4 of us, innit?
He said he had a vision, right?
And he said obviously.
Yeah.
Like,
Did I say obviously?
He said
fam?
obviously.
No. But when you do stuff, obviously it's got to be 25% across the board.
Again.
You know what? You're right.
It's true.
Because you're always right.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
It tastes nice.
Yeah, it does.
I love that.
It does.
Man. I love that for you, bro.
It's fresh from Milton Keynes.
I
You
love
should
it.
do them
Because I've you know what?
Christmas party.
Killing me.
Do you know where I've been?
And
You know,
I saw your story. Milton Keynes. I saw your story.
And the Maggie every time we record.
They need to sponsor him.
They need to sponsor us.
They do still.
Just send us
Not us.
Sean.
They sponsor Sean.
But we're a collective though, so I don't.
Oh, we're a collective. Okay.
When it suits you.
No. We're a collective. We're a collective.
Why you
When
don't
we're-
ask your
when
words?
we're all on time, we're a
Wait,
collective.
don't ask his words if they want anything.
When we're all on.
We're a collective. No, I hear that.
Do you ask any of these lot if they wanted anything?
Did I go to the shop?
Oh, why not?
Did I go to the shop?
Why? But why not? You never go to the shop.
But
You never go to the shop.
If I go to the shop, I'll be like, raw.
When have you been to the shop?
Hold on, no, let's not do that. Remember when we was recording in Pearly?
Yeah.
And I went KFC that time. I was like, man, do you want anything to eat? Remember? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, question.
Often to get you man food, you know.
Hey, question.
Thank you.
What year was that?
I was just about to say, how long ago was that?
That's pre-pandemic.
Last year.
It's so long ago.
Last year.
2021, fam.
It wasn't 2021. 2022.
Bro, how long have we been here, fam?
It was this decade, yeah?
We've been here for a while, fam. That's
You're up,
2021, bro.
Don't do that.
2021.
Minute, you know
It's
what?
been a minute
I thought about
still.
Mac the other day. I was like, I wonder if he still uses that studio.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't think it's there still.
Anyway, my point being, I've offered before in the
Bro,
past.
once
okay?
in like
Hasn't been
2
once.
years,
Hasn't
fam.
been once. It's been more than once. But that's a vivid recollection of
Yeah,
your
because
offer.
you understand it because you only did it once.
Bro, you're right. No, you're right.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You're
Thanks.
welcome. You're right.
Thanks.
I caught a big one.
Stop your noise.
Anyway, man.
Anyway, we're back, man. Back in the stew.
Back in the stew.
Back.
Yeah, man.
71.
Yeah, episode 71.
Close that door. Alright, cool.
Yeah, my guy. Episode 71.
We got a special guest.
Yes.
We do.
Yeah, man.
And it's important because when's the last time we had a guest?
It's been a minute. This is our
It's
first
been
one
months.
since we
This
started.
year, no?
Yeah, last guest was Jordan.
Oh, that's a while
So
ago.
yeah, a while ago,
We need to
couple
get him back on
episodes.
as well.
Yeah,
Was that
yeah.
2021?
Get him back on still.
Are you obsessed with this 2020?
I'm just asking. Was it 2021?
No, it was still.
Oh,
it
okay,
was.
okay.
It's when we was here still.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But yeah, welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself, bro?
Yeah, so my name's Ayo Noble. I'm a financial protection advisor. I'm FCA regulated, so I'm legally allowed to give advice.
Yeah.
So I don't have any disclaimers in terms of this is not financial advice, because it is.
Yeah.
Most people call me AJ, like DCB. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be with you guys today.
Yeah, love, man.
Thank you, love for coming, bro.
Pleasure to have you here, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, Dan was singing your praises, fam. Saying we gotta get him on. Do you know what I mean?
What was he
It's a
saying?
serious guy.
He speaks highly of
guy
people.
right here, you know.
Yeah, he
Serious
speaks
guy,
highly,
man.
man.
How do you two know each other?
We're at church.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Which church was that?
We're not gonna give free promo. Like. It was a church in London. One of them.
Fair. Yeah, I hear it still.
So how long have you been financial? You said financial advisor.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for?
So 18 months.
18 months. Okay. And what led you into becoming a financial advisor? Was it something that you always planned to, or?
No, it wasn't something I always planned. What led to it was a few things. So I wanted to be a football player.
Yeah.
Of course. That didn't happen. But
Injury, the knee injury,
No,
right?
I'm not one of those guys. No, mine is real. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you can ask about it.
Yeah. Alright,
So mine was more of a
was it in the news, innit?
No.
Oh, alright, cool.
Mine was more of a thing of You're stupid. What actually happened was basically I was at a semi-pro team called Wildstone.
Okay, yeah.
And then I used to also play county level.
Okay, yeah.
Funnily enough, Brentford actually came to scout the other midfielder for the other county team.
Yeah.
Obviously, I pocketed him. Like, made him look bad. And then, true story.
man.
And then the head of recruitment came into our change room and he was like, I'm going to be honest, we came for the other guy, but after watching you, we got to take you.
Yeah.
So I went there, went on the trial. Like, that's when I realized full-time football is not what you think. It's genuinely 8 to 5.
Yeah.
You will be tired. It's far, it's long, all of that. At the end of it, we had the trial match. I banged in 2 goals, everything. So bear in mind, this is like more than 10 years ago.
Centre mid. Jeez. Lampard.
This is more than 10 years ago. So
We
it's
see
not
Essien
Brentford in the
vibes.
Prem or anything like that.
Yeah.
Then at that time, the decision was essentially, look, because you're 17 right now, for us to take you on, we would have to give you 1 year scholar, 1 year pro. And I don't think you're ready to be a pro in 1 year. So we can't offer it to you. But no doubt, you're better than everyone that we've got.
Makes no sense.
It was just such a sense. Like,
It makes no sense, bro.
Yeah,
It makes no sense, but it's from a business.
from a business standpoint, innit?
Yeah.
So, and he basically said, if you were 16 years old, like, that's it.
I've heard that with so many people, you know.
It's just 'cause you're 17.
Yeah.
So,
Like, telling me they can't bend the rules a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Just be
They
like,
do
listen.
though. They just didn't want to this time.
Yeah.
Football's full of politics.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Full of
That's the thing.
politics.
How many players do we know that should have made?
Fam.
Yeah.
Enough. And it's always down to like, I don't know, attitude or
You know what I'm saying? There's ballers.
extra stuff like that.
football's like any corporate job, but we don't see it as that. We see it as a talent thing.
Yeah.
But it's just like any corporate establishment. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine trying to go work for Google. They're going to say, so where have you worked before? Have you been in the system? Have you worked? Well, you worked for Facebook. You worked for Twitter before. No problem.
They just want to hear certain keywords or say key names.
Not even just that, but it's because there's a certain training that comes. Like, do you know what I mean? You're used to certain things.
Yeah.
And then when you look at football, you're thinking, oh, this guy's much better than the player that they've got. But then what the coach is thinking is, okay, this player, he's been there since 8.
Yeah.
He's been in the system for 10 years. He knows everything.
Yeah.
This guy's better than him, but do I really want to have to untrain habits that he's got from elsewhere?
Yeah.
Versus, I could just slot him in. I don't have to talk about it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's funny you're saying
So,
that.
you know, when you see it that way, it's like, you can see why someone that's obviously more talented doesn't even get a look in.
Yeah.
It's funny you're saying that because I was watching Rio Ferdinand's got something on Netflix to do with footballers that come from South London.
That's
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll just give that a watch.
It's alright. And I was watching one of the episodes and Mika Antonio he's from down the road actually.
It's like Tina Mitcham.
Yeah, he's played for Mitcham. I don't even know if he was there now when I was in the younger years. He's a bit older than us, isn't it?
Who, Mika?
Yeah. When I was there in the younger years, I think that's when he was playing first team. But he was saying when he got scouted for, was it West Ham or Reading first?
Was it West Ham?
West Ham first.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one he said, but I think when he went there, he went to the academy fairly later than other people, like you were saying, and he was really raw. But because his talent was so good, he was just so athletic. They allowed him to just stay on, and he was fortunate enough to have coaches around him to really shape him into what he is today. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's just more of a luck thing as well.
Yeah. I feel like those type of stories though, you hear them. Well, when it happens, it's like you really hear about it because he's someone that started off and he's played in loads of different positions. You know what I mean? So you always hear when someone like him come through or like Ian Wright come through, like like late bloomers kind of thing. You always hear because it's not the natural kind of progression to becoming professional footballer. It's not often you hear that a man's played right back and then also striker for the same team. You know what I mean?
But do you know what? Yeah. In saying that was back then. You know, now it's a bit different where you can be like 19, 20, 21 and still playing a high level at non-league football. And then get scouted and get your opportunity. In the professional game.
Yeah, thanks to social media, because like you know, accounts like Rising Ballers, Wonder Kids and stuff like that. They shine the light on grassroots football. Was it? What's that one? Grassroots.
There is a grassroots one as well.
Grassroots.
Yeah, so you got Kinetic Foundation, Academy. You got Rising Ballers. We got my brethren's thing. You met Dre the other day. Sports Attack Academy. They do a lot of work with people. You got Elite Juniors. These are some teams around Croydon where I know you've got other teams. For example, I know Lambeth Tigers, they develop their players very well, and some of their players go off onto professional teams and stuff like that. So it's more now. You've got younger people like us doing the coaching and stuff, and they've got connections to different clubs. It's like if they see a player that's talented, they'll help that player and push that player through.
Remember was it NAC Academy?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, where everyone wanted to be part of NAC Academy at some point, bro.
I thought, do you know what? For a long time before I clocked, I thought NAC Academy was just Rising Ballers. You know?
Oh, really?
I thought it was, but I don't think.
I think it was his own.
They were a
thing,
separate entity, innit? So.
Yeah. I remember one time I was at an academy and they came to do a session, and it's weird. Like I think bare people got the prototypes, you know, CTRs at the time. Yeah, they got given CTRs at the end of the session.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like prototypes.
I love CTRs,
and they were all black as well. Like the academy pack. Yeah, it was cold.
Yeah, they came on to one of I was at academy as well. They all, I think they touched a lot of academies.
Yeah.
When they were popping during that time. Yeah, a lot of academies. They went
I think it was much harder back then than it is now, because you've got so many opportunities now. Like people are flying over to other countries now where that wasn't even the only country you'd think of is America. Get your pro out in America. You go uni, go America. You know, everyone knows someone that's done the thing to America. I went to the trials one time, but I was like, you know what? When I was there, I was thinking, I really want to go to America, because you know you can be placed anywhere in America. You don't have a say. Like,
Central America somewhere.
I got a friend,
Wisconsin.
I got a colleague,
Arkansas.
He's a bit older than us. He's like just over his mid-30s, so he's on the other side of his 30s. But he grew up playing for Watford and Chelsea as a centre back. But he had the height, had the skill and everything, but he wasn't like strong. So he got released from Watford at a certain age, and then when he went to Chelsea, he got released from Chelsea, and then he went to America. But he said he went to a part of America, I can't remember where he said he went, but it was like
a culture shock in
part of America.
Like that.
When I say the wrong part,
do you get
what I'm saying?
When people think in America, they're thinking, I don't know, into Miami, or they're thinking, I don't know, LA Galaxy.
But one thing he said to me, which I found interesting, was if you see him now, he's bolo, bro. Bam. And he said that happened in America. He said the food out there is changed.
All the GMOs.
I said, yo. I said, that's bro. Anyways.
No,
so you digressed on some serious tangent.
Yeah, I know.
Passionate about
sort of time. That's what happened.
So after all that, went to uni, because obviously my mum made me, and it was non-negotiable. So, and I just thought, if I'm going to uni,
is that because of your ethnicity, like your background? So
yeah, I'd say so. I mean, then again, more people got parents that allow them to be creative, but for me, it was more like, you got to do something. You can't just try to be a footballer and then
have a backup.
So went to uni, studied economics, then I got into recruitment, and then whilst I was in recruitment, I had a colleague. Now I remember, like, I'll never forget. It was like, let's say our first year, right? So imagine you just come out of uni, you're not making more than 25 grand or anything like that. And then it was like November, like this kind of time. You know how it's just dark before, like, you know when you wake up it's dark. And by the time you go dark, it's like it's been dark all day. Like. So you know, like, it's one of those days there's nothing. Like, like imagine, like, so random Wednesday, nothing's happening. It's just the week, innit? He just comes in and he's like, oh, Ayo, you know, I'm looking to buy my first house, like, so I thought it was a plan. And he was like, oh yeah, I was like, yeah, that's nice, like, you know what I mean, like, you know, obviously be on a property ladder, everyone wants to do that. He's like, no, like, I mean, like, I'm doing that, like, in the next couple of days, weeks. And I'm thinking, but we've been there for the same time. Like how you?
What did I miss?
Do you know what I mean? And the reason why I respect him is because he was proper honest. He could have lied about it and everything. And he was like, "Oh no, what happened was my granddad died 2 weeks ago, and he had life insurance and like stocks and shares and stuff. And then the money's been paid out to my mum. So my mum and dad have decided that rather than them wait until they pass away to give you my inheritance, they're just going to give it to me now so I can get ahead in life." And I was like, okay,
fair.
Being inquisitive, I was gonna leave it there. How much did they give you? Innit? Like it was like, oh yeah, my mum just gave me 128 grand. Should say no more.
Crazy. At what age?
21.
Yeah.
121 if 120.
That's you can buy your house and fix up your yard and have money.
Because the reason why I had to ask is because he was like, oh, I'm buying my first house. It's gonna be a 3-bed in Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah.
Now, if you know about property, you understand that. That's like someone saying that. Imagine a 21-year-old saying, I'm buying my first house. No problem. Anyone can do that, but it's going to be in Bromley.
It's going to be not even Bromley. That's Kent, deep Kent. Yeah, deep Kent.
Tonbridge.
Yeah.
That's where some of my managers and the directors
where they come in, get the fast train. You know what I
mean? Like, it's like you understand that this ain't cheap, right?
Yeah.
And then for when he said that, I thought about it. So and then many years later, because at that time I didn't even know how to get into the industry, because the industry like really and truly is predominantly white. Average age of someone that does it is like 55. So and it's a very, very hush hush. Like as you can see, there's no adverts on television.
Of course.
It's a very you need to know someone to even like get the opportunity. So I happened to know someone, and he introduced me to like the company that I'm with, etc. And then from there, done my qualifications, blah blah blah, bang. And then I started because I was like, do you know what? Seeing that, I can see the impact of it, and it's like, hold on, how come we never not do it? How come we don't have it? And I lost my dad when I was like 15, 16. So I know the impact of what it's like to have a parent pass away and not have life insurance.
The funeral and everything.
You get it,
like, passes on to you.
Exactly. Luckily for me and my family, we didn't have to beg on GoFundMe. Personally, I just think that's embarrassing. But
I hear it.
But already,
you
might
have to touch on that one.
That's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, bro.
All because you haven't got your affairs sorted as well.
Do you want to explain?
No, but let me just say one thing to that. I hear what you're saying, but
depends on the circumstance of how it happened.
But some people aren't in a financial situation that you may be in to be able to cover for that.
That's the myth already that we're about to just put to
all right,
spill some myths.
Go on. Hey, that's why you're here, bro. Talk the things, man.
Let me say why I say it's embarrassing.
Elaborate on
why I
that.
say it's embarrassing. Think of it as this, like like because okay, so let's obviously we've got to say common sense, because there's a lot of how everyone will misconstrue what you say. Like we're not talking about like children and these things. We're talking about adults. As long as you're 18 and above, you are eligible to have financial protection. Now, why I say it's embarrassing is because you've this has happened. Now you've gone to beg the public. Now, when you look at GoFundMe pages, first of all, you can't even determine when you're gonna get the number you need. You don't know what people are gonna like. I say it's about because I've seen GoFundMe pages where I've seen people donate £7.50, bro. For me, that £7.50 is too specific. Man couldn't even do the £10. The £10, they said
but maybe it's just like, you know what, £5 ain't enough, and £10, do you know what, that could feed me next week.
£7.50, and that person's gonna say, nah, this is my brethren, I care about them, this, that, and the other.
That's probably all they can give.
Exactly, that's probably that's probably all they can give.
No, but I hear it.
That person functions in society.
I do.
Go into that person's yard, they got £200 trainers, bro.
I hear it.
That's all they can give. They spend more on a night out.
What about that lady? What about that lady that was scamming everyone? Remember the lady that said she got bricked in her face online?
Oh yeah, that
and her
wasn't too
face
long
was
ago.
mash up.
Oh yeah.
She wasn't bricked.
She
has allergic reactions, and she's done it more than once. Like,
is that what it was?
She's done it.
Is that what it was? More than once? No, I remember the whole side of the head was that.
TikTok is somewhere where you have people that see injustices online and say, you know what, dang it, I'm not having it. And they'll go and investigate. And this lady, this white lady, she stripped this girl back to the bare bones, bro. She said this isn't the first time she's done it, and she brought out receipts. This is her GoFundMe and this year. She said blah blah blah. This is her GoFundMe and this year. She said blah blah blah. And all of them are related to men attacking her. You know what I'm saying? And that's how she was making her money. So when AJ is saying what he's saying, on one hand, I agree, but on the other hand, I also see why people do it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
But the concept of it, I think what people don't like is the fact that the fact of the reality is you're begging, innit?
You are like,
And
this has happened to me,
that's what it is.
and please just.
But
It's,
begging,
you got your hand
do you
out.
think
innit?
but do you think begging is the correct term though?
Yes.
People
It is
are
begging.
asking for support. That's
No,
not.
but
That's
okay,
not really
so when
begging.
someone on the street, is it because it's not in your face? It's just because you've used internet as a medium doesn't change what it is. That's
Yeah,
like,
no,
that's like
fair
me
point.
saying like, I never killed you because I used, geo warfare chemicals. I never touched you. I've just released poisonous gas into the air, bro. What are you talking about? Because I didn't physically.
It's indirect, innit? It's
like-
indirect.
And at the end of the day, the reason why I see it that way is because of because industry I'm in.
Yeah.
And it's like every time I see a GoFundMe link, all I see is ill preparation.
But do you know what?
That's what I
I
see.
agree
Yeah,
because I work in law, so I always see a lot of people don't literally get their affairs in order, and because of that, I can see why they then ended up where they are, kind of. But that's just through me knowing what I know,
Knowing
and
what you
seeing
know,
I see.
right? Yeah.
So, and I've worked in insurance before, but
So we
more
probably look
car
at that
commercial, but
from a different standpoint than you two, because you see behind the scenes, whereas we're seeing.
yeah,
I
like, I
know,
can see the
Watching
emotion
on the
attached to
TV,
it,
them man
and
are
stuff.
working behind the TV.
There's been times I felt like, should I start a GoFundMe?
I can't
I
lie.
can't lie to you, bro.
Really?
Do you
I don't know
remember?
what to start one
Should I
for.
start one?
Do you remember
I don't
when I
know
was
if
doing
there's-
that boxing thing?
The white collar boxing.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I needed to.
What you doing? When was you doing that? I don't remember.
2021.
Yeah, you clown.
Everything, innit?
It was a good few years back, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I remember I needed to sell tickets.
Did that happen?
I needed because of some stuff that was going on.
So where did that
Yeah.
money go, bro?
Hey,
Man's just
Hold on. It's still in the GoFundMe. Huh? Yeah, it's still in the GoFundMe page actually. How did you get that money?
You gonna give it back?
Well,
That's a good point.
you could get it out. Like, it's not like GoFundMe will hold you and say, "Oh yeah, until you reach your goal, you can't get the money."
yeah.
And by the way,
into
when
that
people are
account.
doing all this, GoFundMe's getting richer, right?
Yeah.
'Cause they take a
yeah,
percentage of
Yeah,
it.
they're getting
It's not
something
just-
out of it.
So
No,
now
nothing's
think
for
about
free.
it. Like, even that, I always tell people not to die for free.
Yeah, if nothing's for free, and if it is, you're the product.
You're dying for free, bro.
So
But let him explain.
Yeah, please
So
explain.
okay,
That's
Let's-
the pod title.
that's what.
Dying for free.
Don't die for free.
What?
Yeah, don't die for free. Like
Like Dave said. Dave said,
Because-
don't die for Nyash.
think of it as this year. Everyone lives. Where does everyone live roughly?
What, like, yeah,
area.
Yeah,
South London.
South London.
yeah, South.
So like, I used to live in Peckham. Right? There's funeral homes in Peckham.
yeah,
There's also funeral homes in the richest part of London.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? That's a recession-proof, thriving business.
Yeah.
everyone
To the point where it can be both in the poor areas and the rich areas.
Yeah.
And it's still
Do you get me? Like chicken and chip shops don't make it to the rich areas. They'll be in the poor areas.
Yeah.
Betting shops, you might not
Betting
really see them.
shops, yeah,
but
yeah.
a funeral home,
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That means that that's one of the best businesses because everyone's gonna die rich or poor.
Yeah.
And the
yeah.
funeral home is always gonna charge.
Yeah.
They're never gonna do a charitable. They're not gonna do a pro bono ever.
Yeah.
So deep it right. If you whether you have insurance or not, you got to pay the funeral home for this. The government's now gonna come and say, right, we want our money as well from your
40%.
estate.
Was it?
So the government and the funeral home have just made bank because of you.
Yeah.
But your family is the only people that are going backwards in pocket.
Yeah.
It's, it's only your family that's now going out of pocket to pay for all this, but everyone else is making a profit.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
Who makes coin off the like the plot, the burial plot in it? Is it just the
funeral home, no?
Is it
Yeah,
the government?
the government,
Does it?
yeah.
It's just the council.
The council, isn't it? Yeah.
And that's not free either, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
On
yeah.
the plot. And it's not cheap.
Yeah.
then,
Everyone's
like, you
making money off the fact that you died.
The amount of
Literally,
times,
but your family. And then deep it. Remember, your family's not getting a 6-month email notification saying,
No.
oh, please prepare for so and so, they're gonna pass away. It's always gonna be out the blue, meaning it's always gonna be out of pocket.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
does everyone here bank with Monzo?
Yeah.
yeah,
Have you guys got pots?
Yeah.
Does any of you have a pot for in case any of your family members die?
No.
No.
There you go. So you ain't planned for it. You accept it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Or does anyone here think that they're gonna live forever?
No, but I also so I've encouraged like my family to kind of take out life insurance. Do you
This
know
is
what
the
I mean?
right thing to do.
Yeah, so it's not so much I've got a pot for if they pass, but I know that if they've got their life insurance and it's in order, I know that say if that happens, certain things will be covered, and I kind of know what they would want me to do in that situation.
In that occasion. I think it's very important to sit down with your family members and have that conversation. I've had that conversation with my mum over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Of like, right, where's all the documents to this? Where's the login for that? We've all got life insurance, me and my brothers, my mum. But just having that in place.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a conversation people don't want to have.
Yeah.
You know, because they think it's taboo or I don't know. We got a really weird culture even in this country about talking about money as well.
Yeah.
People don't like to talk
But
about.
you know what? I find that it's within the black community. I'm not saying within the black community because when I share this story, a lot of people can relate. Or a few people can relate. I always find that with my nan or my mum, they always say like, "Oh, my son dead and gone," and stuff like that. They'll say something silly like that, but they'll say, "But this is where everything is." If something does happen, these are the important documents. This is the password to this. This is a pot of money that I got here or something, or this is like my what do you call it? Pension. This is where my pension. This is my pension documents and blah 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 and XYZ. And I think to myself, I think a lot of black people have that convo in the sense of, I'm not gonna be here for long.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be. Yeah,
I don't know what it's like. I'm speaking from my Caribbean background, but I don't know what it's like in a Nigerian household. Do you get what I'm saying? But I imagine it's the same because even when I speak to some of my other friends from African countries, they say, yeah, my mum's like that or my man's like that. They're just dramatic, innit?
Yeah.
So I feel like we sort of were half prepared, but then not when you ask someone, do you have life insurance? They're like, what's that? Or I don't have
couple pounds a month, man.
Yeah, I'm saying
Not much. It doesn't have to be much.
So I think like we're half prepared, but not fully prepared.
Yeah. I get that. But even going back to what you were saying, Ayo, like about there's no adverts for like life insurance. The only adverts you might get is through the bank.
Like there are adverts. You got Beagle Street, Aviva, Legal and General. Like it's co-op. Like they're there. But you see what it is.
For life insurance,
Yeah. Okay. This is what I personally feel. I feel like a lot of the reason why the black community doesn't have life insurance or whenever that's brought up, it's because it's not something you can flex with. Let me explain.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel like if Drake, Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Rihanna, anyone that was like, let's say a black artist that people thought had money, if they had a cheeky bar or line bragging about how much they pay in premiums. So let's say Drake says something like, I put 30 racks a month on my premium, and then there's another bar that talks about what the payout would be. Yeah. You'd see how tomorrow so many black people would do it.
Yeah.
Because now it will turn into, I can afford to spend this. Do you get it? It's the same way like people go out of their way to spend so much on a finance car. So now your monthly premium for that car, you know you can't afford it, but you want to be able to say this is the car I got. Just to flex on other people, because at the end of the day, the car only takes you from point A to point B. At no point is anyone going to get out of their car in traffic and come and tell you your car's lit. But meanwhile, that's the dopamine you're looking for. Like no matter what car you've got, if you drive, you know that like it's happened to me before. It's like there'll be someone in, let's say, a Lamborghini or supercar, and the lights like green and they're taking, bro, you get beat. Because the car you're in, like you got some special exception.
Or you meet them at the next light.
So, and then like, imagine if you've done that, and it keeps you up at night. You're going out of pocket for it, and none of your friends have even said, "Oh, your car's lit." Now you're burning inside. Think about it, you're burning inside, but you can't even say why you're burning. It sounds dumb.
You meant to say my car's nice, man.
Imagine doing yourself. What's wrong? Like what's wrong? No, I'm cool, man. Because you got to say that. Because if you tell the truth and you say, so what's the actual problem? Bro, we're spending this amount on this car. You don't even notice, man. Come on, man. You just sound like
you sound stupid.
So why are you living above your means, bro?
You kind of reveal how shallow you are, innit?
It's like when someone goes out their way to go buy garms that they can't afford, and it's like, no one said nothing now. You've worn it that day now. No one said it. Now what? Now
you're gonna sleep in it.
It's the long way.
You will say is why you keep hearing that.
I was gonna say it's the lack of language as well. I think between all just our communities and stuff like that, because people don't talk about beneficiaries or setting up a trust or these sort of things, or all right, cool, like you said, you don't plan for someone to pass away, so they die in a week or two, and then now you're left with their estate, but now you got to pay the tax on that estate, and now you can't afford it, and you've got a certain amount of time to then pay that. Like there's so many things that we're not privy to, and we think, all right, because we're here, let's just live for the present. Let's live whilst we're here. And I hear that. Part of me does. But the other thing is setting yourself up, because you're actually setting yourself up you're setting your family up for the future as well. Because you might have not achieved to do something in your lifetime. Your kids or their kids might.
So,
Sorry, go on.
So I was just gonna say as well though, I think we can't forget that there might be a little bit of taboo around insurance in general. So I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of people think insurance companies don't want to insure you. They don't actually want to insure you.
Well, that's counterproductive because that's why they exist.
No, but no, they're there to say, "Oh, we'll cover you with such and such." But if something happens, they're looking for any little thing
not to
be
pay you
like,
out.
you know, sorry, mate, you
know
avoided your
I found
cover.
that with car insurance.
Car insurance,
with
travel
car
insurance.
Because at the end of the day, they're still trying to make.
I feel like
pay out
any
all that
type of
stuff.
That
insurance.
actually covers you is the more expensive stuff. Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
do you know what I mean? So it's almost like when people are offering you life insurance and things like that, you know, sometimes you might find that they're over covering you, or they're trying to make it seem like, all right, if this happens, or if you give too much information about it, if you give too much information about something, they'll be like, oh well, you know what, you know, you shouldn't have got on that plane, so we're gonna have to avoid your travel insurance. So do you get what I see
what you mean. I think they're planning for, but that's the point of it, isn't it? They're planning for the full. They're planning for that.
But if you're paying a bit of money, premium every month to be covered, why then shouldn't be if this has happened and this is what I paid you to cover me for, there should be no like, oh, did you do this, did you do that?
And I was gonna say something. I think adding to AJ's point earlier about, you know, it's not cool to have life insurance as well. I also genuinely believe there's lack of awareness of it because we don't know enough about it. For example, when you look at maybe another demographic or another ethnic group, right? Or another you get what I'm trying to say? It's like they're brought up with it. So it's like they will hear their parents talk about life insurance and, you know, trust funds. It's like you'll hear someone from school saying, my dad, he just put it in a trust fund. You don't even know what a trust fund is. You're just listening and you're like, what's a trust fund? Do you get what I'm saying? But our parents have come, some of our parents were born here, first generation. Some of our parents moved here. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like they're coming from the Caribbean or an African country and they're coming over here with hopes and dreams of making it or doing something with their life, realizing that it's not quite what they thought it would be, and now they're stuck. Do you get what I'm saying? They're realizing that the systematic racism, it holds them back in a lot of ways. Even though there are some people that slip through the net, I'm noticing myself just in my line of work, the higher you get, the less you're likely to see a reflection of yourself.
Yeah.
And there's still very much so barriers for you to get through in order to open specific doors to bring other people through. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like a domino effect. So for me, now that us lot are here, like our generation, that's when I feel like in the next 20 to 30 years, you'll see our communities develop a lot more in a sense of we now have a lot more knowledge than our parents and our grandparents as to how the country works and how to survive in this country.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I've never had a life insurance talk with my mum, per se.
Yeah.
Until I got it myself before I stopped it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I stopped it, which I regret doing.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I'm going to be working with AJ. AJ's
Yeah.
going to set me up with a package.
Yeah.
But it's like, I stopped it because life was actually getting too expensive.
Yeah.
And that's not for me living outside my means. That's me trying to literally survive.
Trying to stay above water.
That's travel to work.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? That's to eat food at home. And I'm not talking about eating out. I'm talking about buying food and cooking.
Yeah,
Do you get what
yeah,
I'm saying? That's
yeah.
buying nappies for the little one, food for the little one.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Petrol for the car and all of it. Like,
So obviously,
everything's
when
going
the
up.
squeeze gets squeezing, like you're looking at things like, all right, what can I offload?
get what I'm
And
saying?
obviously, everyone's different. You looked at it and thought, you know, that's something that's gonna have to just hold the back seat for a little bit.
And then obviously when you're young, you take out loans, you take out different things, and so it catches up with you after a while. And then now you're still paying off a few things, and that's not because I would say you were ill prepared. I think it was because you were maybe ill advised, and sometimes you just didn't know. I remember going uni, when we was in Luton,
Yeah.
I went to the bank as a young, I think I was 18 or 19.
Yeah.
And they gave me an overdraft.
Yeah, I heard that a lot.
And they said, how much do you want? And I was like, how much can you give? Because obviously I'm young, innit? And I'm thinking, what's the limit?
What's my limit, brother?
What you got?
And he said, we can start you off. I went inside, I spoke with an advisor. He said, yeah, no, we can start you off with $1,000. I was like, oh.
Yeah, back then you're thinking
free money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the gun. We're going diamond, bro. I'm buying them t-shirts and jeans and that one pair of trainers in 3 different colours because I can.
Yeah.
Do you get
what I'm saying?
But they're not
what
advising
you
you
don't
on-
understand is the interest that comes with it.
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
don't pay it back. When you do get paid, and if you run out of your overdraft, you're not getting paid because it's going straight into the overdraft.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But there's so many ramifications that we were not prepared for.
Yeah.
That I feel like sometimes these are the conversations that you have to be having with your children, so they don't go and do something like that.
Yeah,
You can't have those conversations unless you know what's
What's
going
going on?
Do you get what I'm saying?
You can't advise someone on
Whereas-
something that you don't really know about.
Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas I feel like from another demographic, they're advised not to take out loans. Come to me first.
Or take out the right
Or
type
how-
of
Take out the right type
right
of
type
That
of
can
stuff.
be
Well,
used to
yeah,
your
so-
advantage.
Yeah.
Well, let me answer your original question.
Yeah,
Before I go back to that.
Come.
Your original question was about they don't want to. So when it comes to financial protection, so bear in mind, life insurance is not the only thing. Everyone always thinks about life insurance, but there are so many products that protect you whilst you're alive.
Okay.
Which I hope we get onto later.
Yeah.
But with that, it's as simple as this. Obviously, they're in business to have as many people as possible, pay a premium, right?
Yeah.
Like how the model works is very, very simple for them. Let's say we've got 100 people paying, £100, right? They're all not gonna die tomorrow, meaning that we don't have to pay out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Our aim is to take that money, invest it, get interest on that money so that we've got more than enough money to be able to pay out. The only reasons why you won't get a payout, one, is if you have a bad advisor that advises you badly and stuff like that, or 2, you lie on the questionnaire. So how it works when you're taking it out, if you don't have it, is very simple. You decide how much cover you want, you decide how much you want to pay, then you've got to apply for it. Now the application process is them asking you about all your a lot of medical questions, medical questions in the family history. Like you will see questions like, did any of your parents or family members die before the age of 60 due to any of these illnesses? They will ask because they want to know what's the likelihood. So they're all working on probability.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah.
Do you have XYZ? How often do you drink? Do you smoke? What's your height and weight? So even BMI, I've seen people trust me, they reject so many people. Like a lot of people think that, it's a scam. They want my money. Trust me, they don't care about you like that. They will reject you. You think your little £20 is anything to them?
Insurance companies.
They will reject you with
money,
like
man.
easy. Like the benefit is more for you.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because when you think about it, like I had a client recently, they're paying about £37.50 a month for £1 million cover.
Wow.
That's going to cover them for 50 years. So if anything happens
So
to them,
is that good, by the way? Or
Yeah,
bad?
that's-
Yeah. All right, cool.
What can you buy for £37.50? Do you get that? £37.50?
Yeah. I'm just trying to
buy a family meal at Pizza Hut.
Even simpler. Like I've got clients that pay like £10.50 and they've got 350k cover. Like you do the maths on it, yeah. It's basically like let's even do £37.50 and say £37.50. Let's say the 50 years, 50 times 12. That's 600 payments, right? Over 50 years times £37.50. That's £22,500 over that period.
Yeah.
And it's not at one time. It's just £37.50.
Yeah.
But in exchange for $1 million, look at the ROI on that.
No brainer.
Yeah.
And what they're protecting is something that's inevitable.
Yeah.
They're saying if this inevitable thing happens in this time frame, my family gets that. So it's not like they're saying, if I learn how to fly within 50 years, then my family gets it. It's like it's never gonna happen. But it's a thing of we all know it's gonna happen. We don't even know when it's gonna happen. So why not protect yourself from that eventuality?
Yeah.
That's that part. And so for them, the only reason why they won't pay is if you lie.
Yeah.
As long as you're honest, there's no issue.
But what if you had, as you said, the only reasons why they wouldn't pay you out is if you had a bad advisor or you lied. But what if the bad advisor told you to lie, or didn't tell you to lie, but made you lie without your consent? If you get what I mean.
How does that work?
So
bad advisor
as if like they
tells you to put something down and you didn't realize the implications of it.
Yeah,
you got to read.
do you know what I
have to
mean?
read your agreement once it's all.
Well, I mean, like,
yeah, but again, if you're kind of ill advised and you're thinking, oh, okay, like you're handling it, kind of thing, and you know sometimes like people might sign certain things but not really know what they're
But that's
signing.
That's ignorance, though. Sure.
I know, I hear it.
the way I do it.
Like, I hate you. Like, you're right. But yeah.
The way I do it with my clients is this is the process that we follow. We have a consultation in the beginning.
Yeah.
Where I list out all the possible forms of protection that's applicable to them. We then do what we call a fact find. In the fact find is where I'll ask all the questions I need to ask about you to find out what you need.
Yeah.
Then I'm able to advise you and say, okay, cool. You say you've got property. You've probably got a mortgage of 200 grand there. You have kids? Yeah, I've got 3 kids. Well, like, do they go public school? Are they in private school? Yeah, they're in private school. What's the tuition? 60 grand a year. How many more years are they gonna have? Like, they're gonna be doing this for like another 3 years.
Yeah.
Already, you've got 3 kids, 60 grand each. That's 180 grand. You've got 200 grand mortgage that needs covering. Yeah. Okay. What's your salary? I make 100 grand a year. How many years of a salary do you want to be able to leave behind for your family? I don't know, about 10. So already you need at least 1.5 million roughly just to cover all the needs that you have. So now you know what you need. Then for me, to avoid situations like what happened to you, I always ask my clients, what are you comfortable to spend on a monthly basis? Yeah. So I go for a more consultative approach. So I don't say to you, you must spend this. I say, what are you comfortable? Like, what could you spend? And no matter what happens, you can spend it. Yeah. What's that number that doesn't mean anything?
Subjective though.
Of course, every client is tailored.
Because someone did ask me that, but I wanted to be like, I didn't know how to answer it because I didn't know. Like as I asked about the 3750, whether that was good for £1 million cover, I didn't know whether that was good or bad.
Oh, it's great because this person is.
I know that it's great now, but like if an advisor's asking me, how much are you willing to spend? Well, that depends. Do you know what I mean? That depends on, like, it could be, I don't know whether it's £5 for £1 million cover. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm here, imagine if it was £5 for £1 million cover, but then I'm here saying, yeah, I'm willing to spend £100. Then I look like an idiot. Do you get what I mean?
No. Because the reason why I ask is because I don't want people to get carried away with the cover amount. Because you're only going to get the dopamine and the hit when you start. When life gets tough, you're going to forget about that. So I'm asking, what can you afford? Like for me personally, I spend like £100 a month.
What? No life insurance?
Yeah, no life insurance on protection. So I've got what I call bulletproof protection. This is not a technical term. This is just my term. So I've got life insurance, income protection, accident cover, and critical illness cover. So literally, nothing can happen to me without me getting paid. I can't get sick. I can't die. I can't even spend the night in hospital
without getting paid.
So that's what I call bulletproof protection.
Don't die for free.
So most people just stop at the life insurance. They don't even think of, hold on, if something happens to you now, you can't physically work, who pays your bills?
That's it. It's mad.
Well, how long is your sick pay going to cover you for? What, 3 months? Then what? Is your landlord going to stop charging after 3 months?
What benefits do you have at work that do cover you for those sort of things?
Do you understand? And they don't think of that. And it's like,
make your man think.
Most people only have one source of income anyway.
Hey, brother.
Even
I need your number still.
Some of the benefits in them industries, crazy.
You know, so I've got better. Would you finish?
No,
because I've got.
Let the man talk, man. Let the man speak his things, man.
I've got 3 questions.
This is his time. This is his time. Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
No, questions I want. So just the reason why I say I start with the budget first.
Education.
Because that they know. Do you get what I mean? Like if we just go with premium amounts, you can end up at free. I've got a client that pays $250 a month. You can end up at £1,000 a month. There's no limit like what you can end up as. Like because let's say you said you want 100 million cover, they'll make it happen. It's just like you got like the £550 a month to do that. Do you get it? Like so that's why I don't focus on the premium cover first. I focus on tell me what the limit is that you're comfortable spending just on the concept of protection, knowing that you're spending money for a situation that you don't want to happen, but it might happen. Do you get it?
I get that.
So then they're gonna think about it. They're gonna be like, okay, what's that amount that even when I see it, I don't care about it. Then they'll say it. Then after that, I'll show them, right, these are all the forms of protection. Do you want everything? Yes, I want everything. Okay, based on your budget, you might not be able to get everything. So now that you've got the information, about what's available, do you want to change your budget with new information, or do you want to know that that's your budget? And
like if you op it,
and then most people will just be like, do you know what? I'd rather just stay in my budget, you know. I know I'd want all of that, and you know, at the highest premiums, I'm sorry, at the highest cover. But when I actually think about it, that, you know, number that I've said, whether it be £50, £60, £40, 100, 150, I don't want to move past that, you know. I know if I move past it, I'll get more, but really and truly, when I think about it, every single month, do you know what? Let's stay there. And then from there, I start to find out what's your priority. Yeah. Because now that we know that your budget is this, you know, which combination do you want? Do you want more life cover, less, you know, critical illness cover, things like that? Yeah. Do you want all three? Do you want to get a little bit of everything? Do you want most, you know, mainly this and blah, blah, blah? Yeah, so now when they've got the policy, they know that you can do it for the whole time.
Can I ask, do you have the opportunity, or do your clients have the opportunity to increase their budget?
Always.
If they're in a better
Always.
position?
Like, you can always come to me at any point in time and change your policy. And what I do, I like to
increase and decrease.
Yeah, both. Cool. I like to check in with my clients every 6 months because anything can happen. So let's say, for example, for you, right? Yeah. Let's say, like, with you could buy another property in 6 months and call me and say, "Oh, Ayo, by the way, I got another property. You know, I need to protect that one as well." Yeah. No problem. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Ayo, I just had a child. You know how before I had 500k life cover? I want to make it $1 million because I got a second child. Yeah. So I want to give them $500,000 each. Oh, no problem. Let's do it. Yeah. Ayo, this happened, you know. My salary went down, so I need to change my income protection because my costs have gone down as well. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Do you get it? So it's always about making sure it serves the person. Yeah. Because let's say you get £1 million life cover today, and then over time your estate is now worth 10 million. That $1 million ain't gonna do anything. Yeah. You're gonna want to protect all that, so you need 10 million cover. Yeah. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So, makes sense.
See, this is what I'm saying about the community that we're trying to build now. Like, I was having this I'm going off tangent a bit, but I was having this conversation with my wife the other day, and I was like, because she was like, because we got a daughter now, and she was like, like, I'm thinking, would you ever send her to private school? Would you send her to public school? And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what, babes, I'm not going to lie. See the way society is today, you just have to concentrate on making her a good human being so she makes the right decisions in life. Do you get what I'm saying? I said, private school, yes, it may open doors, but will she be welcome through those doors? I said, imagine what it would do to her, knowing where she comes from, going to private school, seeing that all her friends have ponies, she can't have a pony. And then even though she's smart enough to be there and she's justified to be there, the lifestyle's different. What happens when she goes to the parties? What happens when they start talking about things and living a lifestyle that is just way out of our means? How is that going to affect her psychologically? Do you get what I'm saying? So I said to her, the opportunities that you're thinking she will get going to private school, we will be able to make them ourselves because of the type of roles we're in now. By the time 20 years come or 15 years come and our children are looking for opportunities, we'll be able to provide a certain type of nepotism for them and give them the opportunities that maybe we may have had to go elsewhere for. Do you get what I'm saying? This is the community. We've got serious people here, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? We're talking about life insurance, and we're talking about the kind of consultation you'll get is the kind of consultation you want from Ayo here. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not like going to, no disrespect, because the big companies like Bupa or you know, these other life insurance, Aviva or 𝐥𝐤𝐤. Do you get what I'm saying? You're just going to speak to someone that's just doing a job. But Ayo is taking pride in consulting you to make sure that you're okay, and we are from his community. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's not just us in his community. Anyone can go to him. Do you get what I'm saying? But they know they're going to get a service that benefits them, and you're not just another number per se. You're actually being protected. And this is something I think we need in our community, in the sense of everyone needs to listen to this, and everyone needs to make sure that they're making a means so that they're thinking about their future. Yeah. Because we're now on that stage. We're now at that stage of life where, obviously, you know, there's a stage of life where it's free. You know, you do the YOLO thing. You know, I only live once and blah blah blah. But we're at that stage now where things are getting a bit more serious. Yeah, and you have to start thinking about your future. And like I always said, not thinking about what other people are thinking. Oh, they didn't say my car's nice, or can't they see that this is Gucci? Yeah, I'm saying, do you know what I mean? It's like, can't they see that? But you have to start thinking about other things. Am I going to put things in place for my children? I'm married now. Is my wife going to be okay if anything happens? You know, is my mum going to be alright? Or can she get life insurance? My nan is what? Do you get what I'm saying?
And that's all down to maturity, as growing in maturity.
Down to maturity. I learned from you. But yeah, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
about building our community up. Like it's all good looking on TV and seeing American stuff and seeing Twitter and everything and being like, yeah, our community is done. But if you have a handful of people that are doing the right thing and other people can catch on, set it alight, bro.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll set it alight and we'll be able to live a good life.
Good life, yeah. So I just got there's a question that I was thinking about because I don't want to lose it in it. So the first one was, did you have life insurance before you started in life insurance?
Did I have life insurance before? No, I did my own policy.
You did your own policy. Yeah. So
That's sick.
yeah, no, yeah, of course, obviously, because so that's sick. So you can understand the ignorance to it.
Yeah, I can understand.
So that's what, obviously
However,
that's what makes you good at your job.
Yeah, I can understand it, but the even with the legalities now, like the things that I can do. Look, to me, I always used to think here, there's no way that I would speak to a parent and tell them about life insurance and they'll say no, and it's happened. Like I used to think that people don't do it because they don't have kids in it. So in their head, it's like, well, who am I leaving the money to?
Yeah.
So I'll kind of like, I'll be like, I mean, it's still not free for you to die, but I get it. Like you know, there's no way you're leaving the money to. But you know what? There's other things. Let's focus on other things like income protection, critical illness. That's for you.
Yeah.
But I would always think, there's no way that you could tell a parent that has a child.
Yeah.
You know, if you pass away, like they'll still say no. Like they'll still say no. Like for me, the reason why there's no excuse is because you pick the budget.
Yeah.
It would be one thing if you were excluded, where it's like anyone that wants life insurance has to be really wealthy, and it starts at £300 a month.
Yeah.
I'd understand. Like you're excluded from that.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can say I want a £5 policy, and £5 to £10 can get you, hundreds of thousands, six figures, and you still say, I don't know if I can afford it. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Not being serious.
I got a quick question. Sorry, sure.
Go
I've
on.
been thinking about this.
Go on.
So someone notes down that they don't drink, and then but they're a secret drinker, and then obviously they pass away. Blah blah. How was the investigation? Do they have like an autopsy?
Of course. Think about it.
So
if you were paying out someone £1 million,
you're gonna get onto
whatever
the
amount,
you're gonna get onto the
you're
facts.
not gonna do your due diligence.
100%.
And on top, they're always gonna reference your medical records. So where people go wrong is they will lie on the thing, but on their medical records it says that you do. Remember, when you go to the GP, all of that is noted, it's documented. So you said, like, let's say for example, you've had mental health issues. You've gone for checks, all of that is registered, it's documented. Now they ask you, because they ask about everything. Mental health, like how it goes here. I always say to people, the more no's, the quicker it goes. So they're all yes or no questions. Now once you click yes, you are gonna go down some serious rabbit hole. When's the last time you went to the doctor? Or how many times have you been to the doctor in the last year? If you don't put 0, 1, 2, for what? When? Why? What was the outcome of that? Like they're investigating. They want to know. They want to know.
But it makes sense.
Yeah,
of course. If
it's a lot, there's money.
You're giving me a couple, like, do you know what I mean, a couple grand for a couple mil. Like, I got to do my due diligence. Like anyone would, right? I even had a client, and this is why I tell people to do it early. Reason why it's important to do it early is because one, you get better rates, and they're locked in for the rest of the term. So what you got to realize is this: you're getting the rates of someone that's healthy, even when you become unhealthy. So let's say you do at 21, right? No, like you've had nothing. There's no sickness, no injury, like, and you're young. So you're probably like that's like the client I got. That's why he's paying £30 something for £1 million cover. I had another client the other day that's 40 years old. For half the cover, he's being charged like triple the price.
That's mad.
Because you're more of a risk.
Yeah.
So that's why you're supposed to do it young, because then you can lock it in. So think about it. Let's say you do it at 21 and then by 30, you become unhealthy. You start to get all these illnesses, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? You're still going to be paying your cheap rate. Because that it's about the time that you did it. But what tends to happen is people wait till all this has happened to them, realize that, oh, damn, if something happens, I am, done. Or now I want to do it. Well, now you're going to get excluded. But the saving grace is I can still help people that have underlying issues that would get, because I work with a provider that actually covers anyone. So it's guaranteed. Now, the caveat is that you can't just have any amount of cover. There's a cap on what kind of cover you can have, but at least you have something.
Yeah.
Something's better than nothing.
Something's always better than nothing.
Important stuff.
So, all right, my last question was obviously no offense to you,
No, it's fine.
but why should I trust you to give me life insurance? Like, why should I trust you over anyone else?
That's a good question, because I do things ethically. I'm legally able to give advice. You might work with someone that can only give you a quote. I don't work by quotes. I work by what you need, and I can advise you. And the process is very transparent.
But this is your word, though. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you take the word of everyone else that's ever worked with me, because I always have client testimonials.
Okay, so
you can always you can go on my page and see it.
Yeah, cool. Because I'm just thinking, how could someone, the average Joe, kind of understand who's a good advisor and who's a bad advisor? Because the reason why I've asked that is because I've had someone who is very close to me, but yeah, very close to me, not family, but very close to me, providing me life insurance. And it was only a year ago that I realized that they were probably overcharging me by double, if not triple.
How?
So,
wait, did you have to pay them?
No. So I was paying obviously the company that does the provider. And I've at the time I thought, okay, I'm paying this much because I'm getting this amount of cover. I was like, cool. But after a while, I didn't really hear back from them, and I started to feel, obviously you start to feel the pinch of the financial pinch, and you're like, what can I offset and what can I change? I started to think, right, do I stop the life insurance cover? But then I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try and fall into that trap, because it's easy to kind of put on pause and then, not get back to it. So I left it. I didn't hear from my guy for a while. And a lot of people that was going through this guy had told me like, oh, you know what? It's too much what they're paying. Someone else contacted me and said that this company had gone, like, they're not around, the provider's not around no more.
Went into liquidation.
Yeah, and we're here basically checking the cover that they're giving you, because we found out that they've been overcharging people. So now, where I was paying over £120
a month,
yeah, over £120 a month.
Yeah.
Now they've whittled it down to, I think I pay about £50 a month. But it's covering what I actually need to cover. I found out that the other cover, I was covered for like 2 million. And this was through, obviously, like, so 2 million is great. Like, if something happens, 2 million is great. But I don't actually need that, because I didn't have that much at the time. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, your assets weren't.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't need
So
that
I think
level.
answering your question then, but it's not me that answer. But AJ just said he does a detailed consultation with you, so you can see before you even put your hand in your pocket to commit to anything, what it is exactly that you're getting and what it is exactly you're being covered for, rather than just a quote saying you're covered for this, this, and this. You'll get the details for it.
But I went through that in my own home. I went through the whole detail cover, because, as you said, income protection, critical illness, life insurance, and what's the other one you said?
Accident cover?
Income cover.
income cover.
No,
You said it already.
yeah,
Oh,
income
okay.
protection. Yeah, so I
mortgage
was.
protection.
I
If you
don't
have
think
a
so.
mortgage.
I don't think. No, I don't think. Actually, yes, I do. If something happens, then they cover out for whatever the mortgage is at that point.
Yes.
When
Yeah, that's mortgage.
So yeah, this was all. I went through all this whole detailed situation, and I thought, yeah, like, he's busting me. Like, obviously, like, he's doing his thing and he's helping me out. But then it turns out that it wasn't that, and I'm thinking, well, if I know you and you can do that to me, what says anyone else? Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's a good question. So the reason why that can't happen with me is because the way the process is. First of all, the consultation is free. So it's a
free consultation.
It's free. Yeah.
We love something free.
Damn.
It's free.
Hey, bro, can we do it after the pod?
No, there's a process that I need to do, GDPR protocols that I need to follow. But, so how it works is that I send everything to you in advance. I even send you the providers that I work with.
Yeah.
So you already know who your provider's going to be, because it's going to be one of the people.
Yeah.
So I handpick the providers that I work with on purpose, because for reasons like that.
Because
where people go wrong, they think too cheap. Oh, like, there's a new insurance company called Mummy and Daddy's Insurance. Like, they're going to give me like 500k for like £12. Of course. Yeah, but it's £12, but there's a reason why theirs is below market rate.
Because
they're gonna disappear, and now it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
So I only work with providers that have been around for like 100 years. Like, and on top, when you work with me, you get a particular cover. So what that cover does is, let's say whatever policy you take out, even if the provider goes bust, your policy is covered up to 90% of it.
Oh, okay. Okay,
but you can only get that from particular advisors. That's the covering that you get working with me.
Okay.
So let's say you went with ABC Insurance. You had a policy that's 100 grand cover. Somehow, some way, they disappeared, and you're thinking, well, they're gone now. So am I going to get the 100k if I pass away?
Yeah.
You're going to get up to 90k. No question about it.
That's mad. Anyways,
not every advisor can say that.
I hear it.
Second part, the way the consultation goes.
Some switch up. My documents and that.
There's a calculator that the providers use that I show the client. On that calculator, we put in all the details that are necessary, and then it tells you what the maximum cover you can have. That makes sense. So you see the situation that you were in, you wouldn't be in that situation with me, because the calculator will calculate essentially roughly up to maybe 20 times your salary. Because essentially when you think about it, that's like 20 years. So that's the maximum. Bear in mind, I've also asked what your budget is comfortably. You wouldn't have said that 120 or something. You would have said what you're comfortable with. Then based on your budget, I will also ask, okay, now that we know what the maximum is, of course, if we can get as much as possible for the budget, why not? You're not, there's no downside for you. However, what's the minimum you'd want to have? I always ask my clients, what's the minimum cover? Because I don't want to come back to you with anything over your budget. So I'm not the person that, let's say you tell me your budget's £50. I'll come to you and be like, oh, Sean, you could get this for 55. Bro, you told me 50. Why am I telling you 55? I hate doing that. So I don't even do it. That's why, because sometimes I ask people, what's the minimum? And they're like, oh, I don't know, man. Like, just no. Because I don't want to come and tell you this, and then you start looking at me like I'm trying to get you. I'm not trying to get you to do anything. It's not like I'm not trying to get you to spend what you don't want, because when you cancel it, that's not good for you. That's not good for me.
I'm just trying to help.
I'm trying to help. Do you understand? Tell me what it is that you want to spend. There's no judgment. If you say £20 it is. Obviously, I'll tell you that in your wild dreams you're gonna get everything. You ain't gonna get it, but I'll tell you, like, I'll be like, you're honest. I know you want everything, but £20 ain't gonna get you that. I'm just telling you for free. Let's now start prioritizing.
Bro, can I ask you a quick question? Sorry, guys, I know you've got questions as well. Let me ask you something.
Go on.
I don't know if you could answer this, but I'm gonna answer anyway. What would you say would be the recommended amount you'd pay in monthly to get sort of like a good cover?
Well, that's such a variable, subjective question, because
I hear it, but that's what I said. I don't know if you'd be able to answer it, but I just wanted to get like an idea.
All right, this is the answer that I'd give. I mean, even in my consultations, I tell people, using the principle of financial intelligence, up to 5% of your salary. Okay, that's what. So if you think about what 5% of your monthly salary is, anywhere between 1 and 5 of that, like anywhere between 1 and 5% of that number. So let's say, for example, you make £1,000 a month, right? Anywhere between 1 and 5% would be 10 to £50, right?
Yeah.
So anywhere from 10 to £50, I'm sure you'd be able to afford.
Okay.
Comfortably.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the reason why I do it the way I do it is because the providers does it that way as well. So when we were working with me, 5%, you're what 5% of your gross salary your monthly. I did. If you do 5%, if you go all the way to 5, you're gonna be able to get everything, and you're gonna be able to get the best cover. Now you don't have to do that. You just got to do what's comfortable for you.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, something's always better than nothing.
Exactly.
I hear it.
But going back to what you asked, the reason why there's no answer for it in that sense is because the providers deal with everyone case by case. So that's why I was giving an example. Like I know young people that will have £1 million cover for even longer time and pay a certain amount, and older people will have half the cover for less amount of time and end up paying more. So to them, it's all about levels of risk. The more riskier you are, the more likely it is for them to pay out, the more it costs you.
And that's just the principle of life, though, isn't it? But take risks.
That's why we tell people to do it young, because If you do it young, you lock it in for that whole period.
Yeah.
So imagine being able to lock in a really good rate for a really long time, and that's what you're constantly paying, no matter what happens to you.
That's one thing I regret doing, you know.
Whether it's like, and on top, the funny thing is, how it works is from the day that you're covered, you're eligible for the whole payout from that day. So let's say someone was lucky enough to take out insurance today, they're healthy, everything, they're accepted, they haven't lied, all of that's good, and they die tomorrow, the whole thing gets paid out tomorrow.
That's mad.
Let's say
That's crazy. Tomorrow.
and this tomorrow, because it's the agreement. The deal is I pay you this, you cover me for this amount for this period, and then on top, for people that are worried that like, I'll do it later. When you take out your policy, you can actually decide when your payment date starts. Yeah, but that doesn't affect you being covered.
Okay.
So essentially, you can even get paid without even paying.
Fair.
You can even get paid without paying if you die in time, but obviously, obviously don't go out your way. Man's even trying to bump them just a 1 month pay.
Nah, fam. I heard that your life insurance isn't. You don't get the payout if you commit suicide.
True. Within the first year, like obviously, I'm not encouraging anyone to commit suicide.
Yeah, we don't. Of course not.
We don't advocate for that.
I mean? Yeah.
Please.
Nah, honestly.
Like if they know that it's premeditated, like you just try to finesse them, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So second year,
Sorry.
if someone did commit, God forbid, but if someone did commit suicide, then
chirpy, innit?
that's covered.
Possibly they'll have to read the terms and conditions for that. Because it'll be listed.
I'm teasing.
I'm asking for me.
Yeah, bro. Listen, do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. We could probably go on.
We need to.
Honestly, we'll ask you some questions after as well. We're gonna have to wrap it
we'll
up.
get people to ask questions, and we'll
Bro,
Yeah.
you said you got a page.
So
plug that.
my Instagram page is literally Ayo Noble _ Like
I'm gonna follow that right now.
Yeah,
and that's Ayo as in AYO
NOBLE, like a noble person.
Yeah,
Ayo Noble.
That'll get put up anyway.
Yeah, AYO Noble _
Yeah,
and everything you need is
all
there.
platforms.
Yeah.
Client testimonials, videos explaining about insurance. Last thing to say. Even if you have insurance already,
Follow you again.
if your policy is not in a trust, please make sure it's in a trust.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is to be paying all this money on a monthly basis, have a very sexy premium, let's say $500,000 or $1 million, whatever. You pass away and your family doesn't even get that money, because once it's not in a trust, it's gonna fall automatically into your estate. And how it works is the government basically says we get first dibs on all the money that this person has.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna take their time. Probate can be anything from 1 to 5, even maybe 7 years.
I can't lie. I need educating on like trust and that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, the good thing is I create a trust as part of the package, free of charge, for every single client.
There you go.
Every single client.
Hey, people them.
Plug in.
People them.
Plug in.
If you need life insurance,
There you go.
Do it.
Ayo Noble _ Yeah.
Yeah.
So what that does
right
is
now.
saves your family from having to pay inheritance tax.
Yes.
Okay.
So
That's
that
it.
$500,000 that you thought that your kids were gonna be nice with, they even got it. Now you can't be buried for another 2, 3, 4 years because the government's digging into everything. They're looking at every PlayStation game you ever had.
See all this
You know,
there.
baseball cards. They want every penny so that they can get the accumulative value and then decide, right, we want our 40%. After they've done that, it's up to
40%
you.
on death.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's crazy.
Now, if it's in a trust, you're exempt. The process is very quick. I know of clients that have had the payout within 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
People set up charity, all the rest of that. There's so many angles to it, man.
And the good thing is how the providers work. You have your trustees. They call up, provide all the evidence that you passed away, and then all they say is, "All right, what sort of account number would you like us to send money to?"
Yeah.
You don't even have a Stripe payment link to, not even a PayPal fee.
Yeah.
It's literally the entire money in your account. You're free to do whatever you want. Go about your business.
Wow. Listen, it's mad, but you heard it here first. Listen, if this were an educational episode, then I don't know if you don't go and take out your.
I don't know what is.
Thing,
Do better.
But you come to the end of that episode.
Round of applause, though.
Round of applause, bro.
Thank you, brother.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Serious.
Everyone, don't die for free.
But that's it. Don't die for free, man.
Don't die for free.
No DJ. House Christ.
But yeah, man.
And it's just the easiest way to leave generational wealth.
That's it. It makes sense.
You get me?
Makes sense.
All right. Well, you've been here with Aaron.
I've been here with Shores.
And there is Shapes.
Been here with DCB,
AKA
Chargy D,
AKA
Angle Man Dan. Don't die for free.
Calm down.
Yeah, man.